Imagine a bank so terrified of its own history, it sealed away a piece of the building for over a century. Not a vault, not a safe, but a simple teller's window. This is the strange, true tale of a London bank, a persistent mystery, and the ghost story so convincing it changed brick and mortar. Stay with me, because the truth is even more compelling than the legend. Your first thought might be ghosts. That's what they wanted you to think. In the heart of London's financial district, Barclay's Bank on Lothbury stood for generations. But if you walked around the corner to Token House Yard, you'd see it. A single arched window, completely bricked up, while every other window on the building was clean and clear. This one was sealed shut, a blind eye in the face of the city. For over 100 years, bank policy mandated that a security guard be posted near it every single night. The official reason? A haunting. The story told to new guards and curious clerks was this. In the 1800s, a bank teller working that window was gruesomely murdered during a robbery. His spirit, trapped and angry, was said to rattle the shutters, cause cold drafts, and even manifest shadows. Bricking up the window was the only way to contain him, and the guard was there to make sure the seal was never, ever broken. But here's where we dig deeper. A ghost story is one thing, but a multinational bank spending a fortune over a century on overnight guards just for a folktale? That doesn't add up. Banks run on numbers, not nightmares. There had to be a more concrete reason, a secret worth protecting with both mortar and myth. The first crack in the phantom tale appeared when historians noted no record of a murder at that branch in that era. No police reports, no sensational newspaper stories. The blood-stained legend began to evaporate. So if it wasn't a ghost, what was it? Before I reveal what I found, if you're fascinated by the real stories hiding behind urban legends, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for unseen case files. We uncover the truth behind the world's most bizarre mysteries, and your support helps us dig even deeper. Now back to the sealed window. The real clue was in the location, Token House Yard. Centuries ago, this wasn't just a bank back alley. This was the original site of the historic Token House. In the 1600s, England had a severe shortage of small coins. Shopkeepers and merchants couldn't make change, crippling everyday business. The solution? Private tokens. These were coin-like promissory notes, issued by shops, taverns, and yes, the Token House, to fill the gap. They were a vital, unofficial currency. The window on Barclay's Bank that was later sealed, it was once the telling counter for the Token House. This is where these tokens were exchanged, evaluated, and counted. It was, in essence, a tiny, powerful financial hub within the building's ancient walls. Now, the plot thickens. When Barclays built its expansion, incorporating this old wall, they discovered something inconvenient. The old telling window opened directly into what was now a modern, secure vault. But the architecture was foundational. Completely removing it was a risk. So they bricked it up from the inside. A practical construction choice. But practicality birthed rumor. Whispers among the staff about why it was sealed grew into the tale of the murdered teller. The bank management heard these whispers and saw not a problem, but an opportunity. A ghost story was the perfect, perpetual security system. By officially endorsing the phantom myth, they ensured no curious employee would ever try to tamper with that sealed portal. It was no longer just a wall. It was a supernatural deterrent. The nightly guard wasn't there to watch for spirits. He was there to cement the legend, to be a living part of the story that protected a very weak point in the vault's structure. The haunting was a masterclass in psychological security. Think about that. For generations, guards stood their post, glancing at that bricked-up arch, their imaginations fueled by a story their bosses quietly encouraged. Every creak of the old building became the murdered teller. Every draft was his breath. The bank didn't just use security, they used fear, and it worked flawlessly for over 100 years. The story was so potent, so embedded in the local culture, that it became a self-sustaining legend. The truth was far simpler, yet far more clever than any specter. It was about human psychology, about leveraging a deep-seated fear of the unknown to protect a very known, very physical vulnerability. The case of the sealed window wasn't a supernatural mystery. It was a case of brilliant, long-term misdirection. The bank's secret wasn't a ghost. It was a genius, cost-effective security hack dressed in a ghost story. The real, unseen case was the one they fabricated and filed away in the minds of every person who ever worked there. So the next time you hear a persistent local legend, especially one tied to a business, ask yourself, who benefits from this story? What is it distracting you from seeing? What do you think? Was this a harmless use of folklore or a deceptive practice? Have you ever encountered a local legend that felt manufactured? I want to hear your theories and stories in the comments below. This story is too strange not to share. So if you know someone who loves a good mystery, pass this video along. For Unseen Case Files, I'm your host, reminding you that sometimes the truth isn't hiding in the shadows. It's the shadow itself. Until next time.